All right. Check this out. Check this out. Getting ready to tell y'all something. You know, people always talk about trauma. Life trauma, trauma when they were a child. Everyone carries trauma. Everybody carries this trauma. And they say, what should you do about this trauma? Because we will carry this trauma like an ankle, like a big old ball and chain throughout your whole life, and you can be triggered because of this childhood trauma, whether it be molestation, rape, someone bullying you, anything, being in a bad marriage, all of these traumas that you carry because that's your truth, right? So then you have to ask yourself, what do we do? What can you do besides going to doctors? Not everybody's got money for a psychiatrist. Not everybody's got insurance that's going to cover psychiatry. And I know when we were growing up, you're not going to no psychiatrist. Niggas ain't going to no psychiatrist. If you got some type of mental problem or something, a psychiatrist, go tell your mama. Go ask your mama about psychiatrists and you got a mental problem and see what she say to you. Go ask anybody from the South. Go ask them. And you ain't got no money for that. So what can we do? There's got to be something that you can do from some type of physical human trauma. In this realm. Okay? So you can do something. You can do something. And what you can do is, first of all, you have to get away from concrete. You see all of that stuff out there? You zoom in, that is concrete. That's where man rules. Right? And that's where you get all your trauma from, that concrete jungle and what man does to man. Okay? So the first thing you have to do is you have to remove yourself from that. You have to come out into nature. And if you come out to nature and remove yourself from man, then you find yourself a tree. So you look around, you find a tree. You can get any type of tree, I'm going to use this tree right here. And what's going to happen is, you go, and you sit. You sit with your back to a tree. Right? Just like this. You just sit. And you touch the tree. Nature. Because this is where we come from. Right? We come from this. To be healed, you have to come back to this. And you touch it. You take my shoes off. You should take your shoes off when you walk around so you can be gravitated and be grounded to where you come from. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. You will return back to where you came from. All right. And you just sit here. And you wait. And you just wait. And just relax yourself. And think about your problem. Play it in your mind over and over again. Play that trauma in your mind over and over again when you sit here. You know what's going to happen. The you at that age is going to show up. And they're going to present themselves to you. So if I had trauma when I was 7, 8, 9 years old, and I've been carrying that trauma, let's say I was molested at 9 years old, and I've been carrying that trauma as a man, trying to do something, trying to relieve that, trying to find some type of understanding. I will come and I will sit under this tree. And the 9-year-old little boy that actually happened to will present himself to me. And the first thing he's going to see is, how did we turn out? How do we look? And when he sees that we're built like this, then he'll know whatever happened to him will never happen again. And this is what I tell him. You can go, man, go and play and live your life because we're good. If I ever see it, if I ever think it, or if I ever feel that some other little boy, little girl, somebody was being molested or taken advantage of like I will slay that motherfucker. Because I'm at the body size and weight and everything to do something about it. The little man, hey man, there was nothing you could do, bro. You were a kid. There was nothing you can do. So, know that we made it. Know that we made it, and it'll never happen on our watch again. So now you can go and play. And then you watch him as he runs off and plays. And as he runs off and plays, you will notice that that ankle monitor, that little ball and chain that you had, ankle monitor, is gone, man. Now you as a grown man, I can breathe now. I can feel good because I watched this dude. He talked to me. I saw him. And that was me at 9 years old when that trauma happened. And now I see me at 9 years old playing like a kid was supposed to start playing. Because me at this age will defend anything and anybody that had gone through what I went through. So now, you see, you don't have to like be on no medication. You don't have to do anything but face it. And you face it as you now, not as the 9-year-old kid. I'm facing that trauma from the time it happened, and I'm looking at me now because that can't happen now. That would never happen to me now. So how can I still carry that with me? I can't. I have to somehow make peace with it. And this is the only way you can make peace with trauma is you summons it. And you bring that person to you. And you talk to that person. You let them know, and then we're good. We're good. Look at us. We're strong. We're healthy. We can defend the weak. You'll feel good. I'm telling you. That's what you got to do, man. You can't be getting on all these medications. You can't be going to someone that you're paying to help you. Why would they heal you? You're going to pay me to help you. Why would I heal you? Then I'm not going to get that car. I'm not going to live in Beverly Hills. I'm not going to be able to fly on all these vacations. You're never going to get healed with a psychiatrist or a psychologist or any ologist. You're not, man. You got to look inside the spirit. You got to look inside the self, and you got to look in that mirror, and you got to face your shit. You got to face your demons. These are not your demons. These are circumstantial demons. Because we ain't making none of these fucking rules. So guess what? This is all circumstantial demons. If you respond to it, you're responding to a circumstance. You're not responding to something that really belongs to you. You're responding to something that someone is doing to you. Now they're going to sit back and say, okay, what you going to do about it? Circumstances, man. That's what we're responding to. But I ain't going to go any deeper than that. The whole idea was to come here and show you guys about how do you deal with any type of fucking trauma. You got to look at where it started and where you are. Not the same person. It's not the same person. So you cannot be a grown person still having trauma of something happened when you were a kid when you know that would never happen to you and hasn't happened to you as an adult. Adults are walking around here acting as if they're still traumatized by some shit that happened to them as a kid. And I'm like, okay, when is the adult going to take responsibility and know that, hey, one thing I would ask that person, could it happen now? Could someone molest you now like they did when you were a child or like they did when you were younger? Could someone do it now? And if someone couldn't do it now, you are healed. To make sure you healed, be an advocate for those that was in that same situation that you can see in that same situation. Stand up for them. Fight for them. That's how healing happens, man. Healing happens when you step in, when the same thing was happening to you, and you stop that shit. Now someone is not going to have that same trauma that you had your whole life. You just put it into that, and that should make you feel good. That should make you feel like, that's one for the good guys. So that's it, man. That's all you got to do. That's it. I'm gone. I'm so gone.